Hi there! So today I'm going to do a book haul, and I don't plan on doing a whole lot of book hauls on this channel. I don't really buy a whole lot of books. If you've watched any of my other videos, you've probably noticed I read pretty much mostly backlist titles. I don't buy a whole lot of new books. That being said, there are a couple of releases coming out pretty soon that I'm excited about, so I'll probably buy those. But yeah, for the most part, I just read backlist books and I don't buy a whole lot of new books. That being said, I have, I'm going to try not to say a million times. I'm sorry. That's just what I do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 books that I've acquired. Why? I have 10 books that I've acquired since the beginning of the year from different places, and I will talk about them right now. Okay, so to start off, I have a woman that I work with, and she's a pretty big reader, and she said she doesn't really know a whole lot of people that read as much as I do, so she just kind of brought me some books, and I wasn't going to say no. She's like, I don't know a whole lot of people that would appreciate these, and I know that you would probably enjoy them if you read them, so here you go. And those are 3 books by Liane Moriarty. I read Big Little Lies, and she knew that, and she knew that I enjoyed it. So she had a bunch of, I guess she read that same book, and she really enjoyed it, so she bought a bunch of other Liane Moriarty books. So yeah, then she passed them along to me, and I wasn't going to say no to free books. So the first one is What Alice Forgot. And this one, it just says, Alice Love is 29, crazy about her husband Nick, and pregnant with their first child. So, it looks like something happens, and she, wakes up in a hospital, and she's actually 39, and she's lost 10 years of her life. And I don't know if this takes place, yep, it looks like it takes place in the future area, or not the future, but when she's 39. The book takes place when she's 39. For some reason, she thought she was 29. And then she wakes up in a hospital and she's 39. So yeah, it takes place when she's 39. It looks like it's probably just gonna be about her trying to discover what happened and starting over. How to start over is the last phrase on the back of the book, so I assume that's what it's going to be. Yeah, so that sounds interesting. I will definitely read it. So the next one is 3 Wishes, and this one looks like it follows 3 sisters through their, following from their 33rd birthday through, their 33rd year. They are 3 they're triplets, and they're 3 completely different personalities, and yeah, like I said, it looks like it's just following them through their 33rd year and dealing with life. It almost sounds kind of like a slice of life type deal, but like I said, I've only read 1 book by Liane Moriarty, and it wasn't really slice of life. There was an actual story to it, so I don't really know what to expect out of this. If you've read any Liane Moriarty, let me know what you think of these books, by the way, because now I have a lot of Liane Moriarty to read. And the third one is The Hypnotist's Love Story. And this looks like it follows a woman named Ellen, and she's a hypnotherapist, and she starts dating this guy named Patrick. And, was his name Patrick? You know, I just read the back of this. You'd think I could remember something like that. Yeah, Patrick. And he comes to her one day and tells her that they need to have a talk, which generally in relationships is quite serious in one way or another. And what he wants to talk to her about is the fact that he's being stalked by his ex-girlfriend. And Ellen sounds like a psychopath because she's like, hey, that's awesome. I'm dating someone worth stalking. I want to meet this chick. And then the last sentence of the little blurb on the back is, Ellen doesn't know it, but she already has. So, I mean, that's intriguing. That last line makes me want to read it right there. Who is this chick? You've already met her. And she's stalking her boyfriend. Yes, please. So I am excited to read this. So the next 2 books I picked up when my husband and I went to Connecticut. We went to Foxwoods for a few days, and then we took like a little field trip to a used bookstore called the Book Barn. It was huge. First of all, they have like 3 or 4 little different shops down the same street. It was huge, and they had so many books, but I already told my husband that I was not going to buy any more books until I read some of the books that I already owned. And that's funny because I'm going to tell you what I did today and you're going to see it. So, but yeah, so I didn't want to buy too many books, but I did buy a couple. The first one is Destiny by Elizabeth Hayden. And this is actually the 3rd book in a 5-book series. And I own the other 4 books, and I don't know why I didn't have this one. But when I saw it there, I was like, oh, I'm missing that one. Like, I'm going to get it. I haven't read the series yet. Obviously, I was missing the 3rd book. But yeah, so this was just picked up as kind of like a series finisher. The 3rd book in a series. I really don't know how that happened. Honestly, I don't remember where these books came from. So I don't know how I'm missing one of them. But yeah, so finished out a series. And then the other book I got was something that I've heard about. I heard about from Reagan over at Peruse Project on BookTube, and that is an Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I don't really know much about this. I just know that every time she talked about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I really, really want to read that. And then I saw it there. It was $4 for like a nice, like a really like perfect condition hardcover. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to buy that. Yeah, it was the Book Barn in Niantic, Connecticut. There's a little paper that they put in there. But yeah, this book was $4. The other book was $1. So, I mean, if you ever get a chance to go to the Book Barn in Niantic, Connecticut, I recommend it because they have a lot of books and they're relatively inexpensive. So yeah, that was my little Book Barn haul. And then I told my husband, I'm not buying any more books. Don't worry. And then we'll see how that went. Right out the window is where that went. Okay, so today I went to, there's this thrift store chain called Savers, and I went there for something completely unrelated to books. My friend and I are throwing a party, like a party with a theme, and we were able to find some stuff at Savers, so I was checking the Savers near me to see if they had anything else that I could get for that. And I had texted my friend, and while I was waiting for her to text me back, I meandered over to the book section, and I said, don't worry, Sarah, you're not going to buy anything, because you already told your husband that you weren't going to buy anything. I love you, Jim. You're not going to see this, but I love you. Okay, so the first book I got is Frenchman's Creek. And this basically just looks like it's about a society woman who turns into a pirate, and I'm about that. So yeah, I'm not going to really say much about it. It's a short book, so, and I love the color. Like, I don't necessarily love the cover, but I love the color of the cover. So yeah, that's the first book that I bought. The first book that I bought. Okay, then I got In a Treacherous Court by Michelle Diener. I love this cover, and I love this time period. So this is a historical fiction about, a woman who lived in the time of the Tudors, and it sounds like someone is after her. She lives in the royal palace, but somebody's after her, and then she has a hot bodyguard. So, I mean, what more do you need in a book with this cover? This cover is gorgeous. I love it. And I'm not normally like a cover buy kind of person. The third book I bought is called Heaven, Texas by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. So it says, it's Gracie Snow's job as a new motion picture production assistant to get the legendary ex-football player Bobby Tom Denton, back to his Texas hometown to begin shooting his first movie. Good luck with that. And then the rest of it is like a conversation between the two of them where he mistakes her for a stripper, or is like teasing her about mistaking her for a stripper. And she's, telling him that he will never see her naked. And that just sounds like a book I want to read. It sounds like a romantic comedy, like a light, fluffy book that I will just fly through, and I'm excited to read it. This book has been on my TBR for a really long time. And I'm not particularly sure why, because I don't like books about angels. And this very clearly is a book about fallen angels. But anyway, that is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. But something about this, like, even though I don't like books about angels, like, that's something that I've just discovered about myself, is I just don't like them. Like, any book that involves an angel, I just, like, the book can be perfectly fine, but it's just not for me. Like, I'm just not someone who enjoys that. But this book has been on my TBR forever, and something about it is just calling to me. And so I was like, you know, it's fine. I'm just gonna get it. It's super cheap, so I'm just gonna get it. And if I hate it, I can just give it back to Savers. No harm done, right? It's fine. It's fine. And then the final book I bought, I am super excited about, especially considering it is in such good condition. It looks like a brand new book, and I am so excited about that, is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. And so many people talked about this book. I'm just so excited. I don't really know that much about it, but it gives me like Court of Thorns and Roses vibes, like Beauty and the Beast vibes, and I don't think that's what it, like, I don't think it's actually modeled after that. It might be. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I am so excited for this. I am so excited that I found this. This has been on my TBR for a really long time too, so the fact that I found it was awesome. And if you were keeping track of the books that I got from Savers, this makes 5, and they have a deal. If you get 4 books, you get the 5th one for free. They were all the same price, so I like to say that I got this for free. I got this for free, which just makes it that much better. You know, maybe it is supposed to be like Beauty and the Beast vibes, because she has a rose. I don't know. Do you know, like, have you read this? Is this like Beauty and the Beast? Because if it is, Beauty and the Beast retellings are my absolute favorite. So that would just add a whole new level to my excitement about this book and finding this book at a thrift store in the condition that it's in. I am so excited about this. So yeah, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books, 5 of which I purchased after I promised my husband I wasn't going to buy any more books. And yeah, so I guess that's it for this haul. Like I said, I don't really intend to film a lot of hauls because I don't really buy a whole lot of books. And again, for like the 6th time, I promised my husband I wasn't going to buy any more books before I bought 5 more books. So I'm really not going to buy any more books this time. So you probably won't see another haul for a while from me. But yeah, so I'm going to go make slips for all these books to put in my TBR jar, and hopefully I will pull them out soon so that I can read them. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.